So I'm going to share PowerPoint file. I'll share data sets and I'll share question files. So we are going to use because, like I said last time we met, I said that we are going to do interactive class. So the data set and the question, that's what we are going to use to lecture ourselves, you understand? So, but the PowerPoint, so it's written, so that will explain what we are doing today and tomorrow. If possible, that we can, because we have like different three data sets and questions that we are going to touch for today and tomorrow. If possible, if we can finish by tomorrow, we'll go into the PowerPoint by next week, because Python next week, because Python is a lot of questions and a lot of things that we are going to do. So I will share the PowerPoint and I will share the first data set that we are going to work with this morning, and I will share the question because we are working with the question and the data set together. Let me share it first. So can you see it?
Are you sharing your screen?
No, the data set that I sent
Oh, to the chat, right?
to the chat. Yes, I'll share my screen too.
I can't see the data set.
The data set. Okay, let me.
It shows this content can be viewed here.
Oh, after downloading.
I don't even see anything.
Okay, let me try and see this.
Am I the only one in this meeting except you?
There's a Victor here. Thank you. Her
Oh,
name is Victor. So,
uh, because when I saw the invitation you sent to us, I don't know if
yeah.
anybody else will have problem with that. It was two invitations.
Yeah, it's continuation because I cannot do the 2 hours once. I'm using free Zoom.
Yeah, because when I saw it, I was just like, "Is class starting by
My
9:50?"
own PDF opened and I can see it.
What about the data set?
I didn't see. Maybe because I'm using Zoom
Okay,
as
I
a
think
guest.
it's only.
I can't see anything.
I set
Let me
class
see.
dataset question, PowerPoint, and the dataset. Okay,
PowerPoint.
yes. Maybe I should share it to your email. I think
Yeah,
that's
please.
faster.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I've seen the data sets.
You see the dataset? I'll still share it on your.
Yes, ma. So I'm downloading the data sets.
Okay, I'll share
I'll
it.
download and try to open it.
I'll share it to you. Only my sister here. Not six. Check your email. Victor, have you opened the PowerPoint?
Okay. I got it in my email.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
If you open the PowerPoint, just let me know so that we can
Okay.
continue because I'm working with
Mm.
time.
I have the PowerPoint open.
Okay. And Victor, don't mind how I call you Victory. She's a female. She's a woman,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I don't know how to call her her first name
What's
Dio
name?
something. But that Victor is common. I think Victor
Mm.
is our surname.
Okay.
So we are going to talk about Excel. As we all know that Excel is a spreadsheet tool used to store, organize, and analyze structured data using rows and columns. So, and let me open Excel. Everybody know Excel, so I don't need to open Excel. So we said that each role may contain one patient, assuming that we are using X data sets, we know, let me open Excel so that we can more explain. Maybe I should open the data set that we are going to use, but it's not a healthcare data set. But like, can you see it? The Excel that I open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So each row where my mouse is, we call it row, and L like this is a column, like this is a row. So that is Excel spreadsheet. So and Excel number 3. So the formula, when you want to start writing your formula, you use equal to. If you don't put equal to any formula that you are writing, it will give you an error. For example, assuming that I want to calculate the total sum of the total amount here, I suppose to start with equal to.
Okay.
If I put sum, the formula will pop up. and we have different sum, depend on your question that you are going to answer. So I want to calculate the total number of this. So you start from H2 to H8. If you want to calculate the entire columns, you drag down to where the data stopped and you click enter. This is the total number of total amount here. Assuming that I did not put equal to, let me remove the equal to see the, you see, it will give you like a test formula. Nothing will happen. So any formula that you are writing, you have to put equal to in Excel. So the function summary data efficiently, yeah, you want to calculate the sum, the average, is the same method. So you start with equal to, if you want to calculate average number of, let me put the equal to back. So this is the total number of the entire total number of total amounts. Assuming you want to calculate the average, you start with average and you come in when you want to, let's say to average, you add the, when we are calculating the average in mathematics, we add it together and divided by the number of the rows. Now we click on 2. So when we add these two together divided by 2, it will be the average number of the two, only for these two rows. And when you want to calculate, you want to count. Okay, for example, I want to count the number of the total rows here. You start with equal to, like I said, count will come out. Let's calculate the number of rows that we have here by dragging it down. We have 50 rows here. Let's cross-check, because sometimes when you use formula to do something, you have to do it manually to be sure if the calculation is correct. So our data set starts from 2 here and it ends at 51. So when you remove the total, when you count from here, from when the 2 here is 1, you end at 50. Am I communicating? Please, if you are with me, just let me, you can stop me anytime, please. So if returns values based on condition. So for example, if GR, let's look at the example here. Let's look at the gender, and you want to calculate if statement. So if statement, like I said, that it returns values based on a condition. Assuming that we want to check if D2 female, no, we cannot use the example here. Let me see. Okay, let's look the total number, because we have to calculate with a numerical value. So we want to see female is greater than 162. If total number is greater than 1,562, give us female or male. Let's check. Let's use this. If Right, there is no using. Okay. Because sometimes when you use double quotation, some may use one.
Can you please expand your screen?
Okay.
If it's possible, please.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Not try to type a formula when first character is equal to or minus sign. Say show 2 to get. Sometimes when you are using Excel window, I don't remember the window, maybe window 10 available. Does it take either double quotation or one quotation? Yeah. I want to check if this
Statement is correct.
if it greater than 1560, it should return female in D. Wait, I think the equation is. No, let's. What I'm trying to do is I want to check if our total amount is greater than 1,005, it should return female for me or return me. And I don't know why it's maybe the okay, don't let's use female. Let's use something like this. Since that if we create another column, if 1,005, let's put it here. If equal to, you see, when you don't put equal to it, will give you an error. If this greater than let's say 2,000, comma, we should return higher sales, comma, low sales. Yes, it should return low sales. So you get it. So if, because I put condition from conditional statement there, if this one is greater than 2,000, it should return higher sales or low sales. So, and the H2 is lower than 2,000, so it will return me low sales. Exactly. Shall I continue? So the lookup functions retrieve data from another table. When you want to retrieve data from one table to another, so we use lookup function. So there's two types of lookup function. We use VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. So I want to finish this PowerPoint so that we can go to data sets and the question part so that we'll see examples and the question on VLOOKUP. So we have data cleaning, ensure accurate analysis by fixing error or removing duplicates. When you want to work with a data, you clean your data. We spend almost 70 or 80% on cleaning data because if you don't have a consistency data set or clean data set, you are going to receive an error while performing your analysis. So, for example, you remove duplicates, you fix missing value, you check your data format. So all those things we perform it when we are doing data cleaning in data cleaning stage. So we have sorting and filtering. Sorting arrange data and filter show select data. You want to sort the data from A to Z, or you want to set data, you want to sort a data set from highest to lowest. So we use Pretty to select which data sets we are going to work with. So for example, you can say, okay, you want to filter diagnosis, okay, you want to work with only diabetes. You can use filter to sort the data set to contain only diabetes. So we sort data when we are using a sorting, maybe you want to arrange from low to high, from maybe from 1 to 100 or 100 to 1. That's when we use sorting. For the pivot table, we summarize large data sets quickly. So pivot table, we use pivot table to summarize a larger. When you have a large data set, you use a pivot table for that. So chart visualize trend and pattern. We have different charts. We have bar charts, pie charts, line charts. So those charts, we use it to see a trend and pattern in data sets. Okay, you want to see, okay, how many diagnoses or patient number. You can use a bar chart for that to see, okay, when you use a bar chart, it will count number of patients that diagnosis with maybe different diseases. So we use a bar chart and pie chart. So when you want to create a dashboard, we combine visuals and matrix for insights. A dashboard is when you create different visual for your data sets. You have like 3 questions to answer, business question to answer, or you have like 5 business questions to answer. You create the data, the visual first, and you combine the entire visual that you created to a dashboard. So a dashboard is a one combined visuals that you use for the presentation. You want to present to your executive in the office. You want to present to organization. So you use a dashboard to do your presentation. So now let's go to our data set and the question. That question that I sent to you guys, that is the question that we are going to use to answer the data set that I posted earlier. So I would like to open the question and I'll open the data set. If you have any question, you can ask me before I continue.
No questions from me.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sis. So you can open the question. Let's start answering the question.
Okay.
So I'll solve some question. You solve some question too. So we are doing interactive class with this. How can you locate? Let me delete what I've posted before so that they don't see my answers. How many records are in the data set? You want to check the rows, the number. I don't want you to, I want you to write a formula for that and tell me how many number rows that we have in data, the record that we have in data sets.
Okay, done. I'm just about to open the data set.
Okay.
Oops.
Sometimes if you want to check the number of records in data sets, some people will scroll. Assuming that you have like millions of records. You cannot be scrolling. Sorry, you're
Yes.
just wasting your time. So there are simple formula for that you just type. Anytime you are writing a formula, like I say you start with equal to. When
So
you put
yeah,
an equal to, you want to count the number of you just use a count. So I want you to do it in your head and tell me the answer.
50.
50, yeah, we have 50 records in the data set. So assuming that sometimes, let me call your attention. When you use count, and you start from here, you see, A to A, and is equal to, you enter, it will give you a 0. But when you want to count a data set, you use a count A. You use the formula. And our data set, you see that I count from the first A1, the header. So you just put -1 to remove the header. It will give you 40. Can you tell me the difference between count and count A? Assignment question. Let me write it out. I'll put it. You know, when we use a count, it gives us a 0. But when we use a count A, it gives us the exact rules. Are you with me? So the next question, count A. What is the difference between count and count A? You know, we use a count.
Okay.
It gives us a 0. And when we use a count A, it gives us the exact number. So what is different between count and count A? I want to know the answer. We can move on. Number 2, how many columns are available in the data set? This is the manual answer.
Let me open my.
So we have 10 columns there.
Yeah, but yeah, because some are empty, that makes it confusing.
Yes, it's empty, but we have column because I put, there's this one, they are empty, but there's header there.
Yeah.
So we want to work on those empty column. That's the reason why I leave them like that. So number 3, identify duplicate rows. How can you identify duplicate rows in data sets? When you want to identify duplicate row, you may identify duplicate. For example, okay, for the total amount, you want to identify duplicate row. That which row that are duplicate. First, you can use data. You remove duplicate here, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is writing a simple formula to check for this, for first name. So, and I said that anytime you are writing your formula, you start with equal to. You now use a count if. Count if will check, is this row contain a duplicate? This column contain, and I want to check for this row. I want to check if Dulce has a duplicate row in the data set. If you close it and you check, is it greater than 1? Are you getting me? I want to check if this name is more than 1 in this column. Yes. When you look at number 2 and number 8, it contains 2 Dulce. Am I communicating? So when you want to check for, let's check for A3. If it contains 2, it will give us false. So this will tell you, okay, how many duplicates do we have? We want to check if any. For example, if I want to remove this Dulce and this do say from the data set, I may use remove duplicate here. It will remove the duplicate and it will reduce the number of records. And you cannot remove a duplicate. You have to be very careful when you are working with data. It says that you cannot remove rows anyhow in data sets. So when you find something duplicate, you reach out to your either line manager or the person that gave you the number. For example, I can be bearing Ashat Adeogun and another person will be Adeogun Suliat. So the first name, you do say Abri, and when you come here, you say do say one or whatever. So you see that they have different last name, but the same first name. So, and you cannot remove the data sets, the rows anyhow. So you just want to confirm. However, if you want to work with number, because the data set is very sensitive, when you are doing your cleaning, data cleaning, you have to be very, very careful because you cannot remove any records anyhow. So when you want to check another one, okay, you can use another formula to check the rows again for a missing value or available value. Assuming that I use if statement, is if statement we are going to use again, comma, okay, I should use USC. F2, E2 equal to, please come attention if you are not clear, please. Comma. I want to check if it's missing or not. It will give me comma. So USA is available here. So if you see any row that does not have column, it will put missing here. Let me. You see that these rows here, they don't have any value inside. You see that it puts missing. This is another way to confirm if any columns or any rows that you are working with, to confirm if it contains values or not. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's continue. Do you have any question before I continue, please?
What was the formula you entered? If E2, what is
Okay,
it?
let's make us scroll down.
Is equals to.
I'll send you the answer for everything. You have that with you.
Okay.
To practice, yes. I'll send you the answer for all the questions that we work with in the class, so that you can look at it and do your own practice.
To see if you get the same thing.
Yeah, if you get the same thing. You can put F, you can put anything. You understand? You can put F2, for example. You can use D2. So you can use anything to practice, just to check for duplicate value, or you can use this formula to check for duplicate values. So it's I'm using two formula here. I use this one when you create additional columns to check, or you use conditional format to check, or you can still use this number.